Well, happy Tuesday to everybody out there. We have a couple bottles on the table. We are heading to our next destination to try these bottles. Hello, everyone. My name is Wayne.
And I'm Rebecca.
And we are your Bourbon Journey.
Welcome to episode 54 of Bourbon Trail Tales and Tastes. We are in Frankfort, Kentucky, and we are visiting our 57th distillery. It is none other than Creek Distilling. This is a really fun weekend because I planned quite a few things for Wayne's birthday. This is the third stop we're making on this particular day. So it was pretty fun.
It certainly was. We had never been to Glens Creek or the Old Crow. So as we're driving around Castle and Key, we see these old rick houses. And I thought this is part of the old property, not realize it was connected to Castle and Key. So we pulled over in this muddy area. I got out of the car, started walking around, and I got close to where these rick houses were.
We were smelling the juice.
And we could smell the juice, and it's just, that's weird. There's just no way that this can't be it. Old Crow cannot have juice in there for 40 some years just sitting. So we hop back in the car, continue to drive forward. We get to the sign, it says Old Crow Distillery 23. Make a left, pull up, and there's a gate.
And security everywhere.
And we're sitting there in the car, and security's giving us dirty looks. Forget it. We turned out, turned left.
Back down the street.
And there it was finally, it was Glens Creek. And we pulled up, we stopped in, walked inside the tasting room. There's a bunch of people in there. And we had an appointment for an hour and a half later. One of the things that was going on is when we had been at Wild Turkey, we were hoping to meet Jimmy Russell. And one of the employees there said that he should be back later in the day. And if he is, I will call you. So as we're in Glens Creek, my wife's phone goes off and this person calls back and says he's here. So we hop back in the car, drive these narrow roads, speeding like mad to get back to Wild Turkey, to meet Jimmy Russell, get pictures with him, get him to sign some bottles that we had, hop back in the car, drove back to Glens Creek.
Trying to get there before it was dark.
Before it was dark.
Because those roads are not great.
Because we had an appointment at 5:30 with what we were told to be a very eccentric gentleman.
David Meier, the owner and master distiller, holds private events, so it's not an open tour kind of thing. We weren't sure what to expect, but it was an hour and a half event that the way it read was you can ask him anything you want to know about. You lead the tour yourself by saying what you want to understand, what you want to know, what questions you have, and it's just kind of a free-for-all. And so we were pretty excited to do this.
Yeah. So we walk in the back, meet Dave, and we sit down at the bar that normally is for 10 people, and there's 2 of us. And we proceeded to just start chatting and tasting Dave's stuff.
He has the wheel.
Yeah.
So he has this wheel of bottles, and he can turn it. And he'd just pick a bottle and say, well, here's what this is. You can see it on your tasting menu there. And he'll just pour it, start talking about it. I don't know if it's just a randomness. He just turns the wheel. I'm still not sure, but it was amazing.
It really was. If memory serves me correct, he also let us walk around, walked us through the area where the stills are, because he had built his own still.
We tasted some mash?
Yes, we tasted mash. I was really feeling good because figured you're down to earth if you're letting us stick our fingers in there and you're not worried about it. Some places are. And we sat back down, like I said, started tasting. And this went on for about 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it was much longer than our appointment, and it was a blessing.
It really was. And we got to know Cranky Dave. Some people like him, some people don't. And
he is not cranky.
And the people that don't like him, well, to you, because he's a great guy. These bottles here are the ones, and they're both signed for our visit on that day. And as you can tell with OCD number 5, it is dead. It is deceased.
Poured the last of it into our glasses today.
It is gone to meet its maker, but it will not be thrown away. It will go up above the Glens Creek area on the top shelf. Rebecca, what is special about number 5?
Number 5. If you've not experienced it, you need to. Let me tell you about it. OCD number 5 bourbon is a Kentucky bourbon whiskey by Glens Creek Distilling, and they distill it there. The mash bill is 87% corn, 8% rye, and 5% malted barley. The yeast strain is Old Crow yeast from Fermenter number 5. And yes, Dave does propagate it himself. The age on this particular bottle is 44 months. The proof is 103.2. MSRP is about $66. This one was released in 2024. And we were enamored with this bottle when we tasted it. And at that point in time, we had not yet actually visited Fermenter number 5, which we did on a subsequent trip. But we knew enough about the history and just listening to Dave and his homemade still and everything else that goes on. And we were pretty darn excited about this. So we knew we were taking a bottle of this home. Absolutely.
And it's one that I fell in love with the profile that day. Still love it to this day. Found out much later about the hand filtered one. We did not know about that on that trip.
Premium.
The premium.
And we are blessed to have one of those. It smells so good.
Toffee, toffee.
Toffee, butterscotch. It's just so interesting.
Well, I'm ready to try it.
Yeah.
So,
We're going to be finishing this one off.
cheers to David and all the gang in Glens Creek. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh. OCD 5 is just so good.
Now, it's funny, another thing about this, because once again, we're not talking about stuff that has been in the barrel 7, 8 years.
This one's almost 4.
I get barrel notes on this.
Oh yeah, there's definitely barrel notes on this. You definitely get it. And they don't have super high rick houses either. They hold, 4 levels? Is that about as high as they go? So you're not getting that real height. So everything's low and slow, so to speak, with it being on the lower levels.
Yeah. And if you haven't been there, the part that David Meier owns and that you go into for the tastings, that is where the old bottling room was. And that is the one main building that's still really intact that they use. There's an area behind there where they store the barrels. That's where they would back up trucks and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So that's where they store the barrels now. And then the rest of the property, there's the different buildings that were there back in the day. A lot of them are in disrepair, but it's a fantastic tour. They do walking tours. And if you ever get a chance to do that, you need to do it because you get an idea of what this property was like and how much of a giant it was in the day and kind of in a way still is.
I'll just say this, we will probably do another episode when we get to the walking tour, which happens later. It's like the next fall, I think, is when we did the walking tour for the first time. We've done it more than once. So we'll share that with you. But if you have a huge curiosity right now, visit Bo Cumberland's channel. It is My Journey Through the American Spirits. He has a great documentary on Old Crow Distillery where he took some fabulous footage. Yes. And if you have even wondered about going, that will make you want to hop in the car and get there right away. I'm just saying.
Absolutely. It's just wonderful.
It's an experience that we won't discuss that any further because that's not really part of this trip. We try to keep it as narrow as possible, though we're going to go down a little bit of a rabbit hole here in a minute. But just learning their process, learning how many things they were doing, how hands-on everyone is, how everyone is involved in everything. Everyone is loading the truck, unloading the trucks, bringing things in. You name it, if they work there, they're doing it. So
if you work at Glens Creek, the word that does not apply to you is lazy.
No way.
They're working all the time.
Yeah.
So we'll go on to this second bottle. And
yes,
we decided to finish with this because it is a really great profile. And Rebecca, what is special about Café au lait?
Café au lait. Café au lait bourbon is not hugely different from OCD 5. However, the mash bill is still 87% corn, 8% rye, but the 5% is chocolate malted barley, which if you've ever had chocolate malted barley, it brings forward either coffee, cocoa, things of that nature. Still using the Old Crow yeast. This one was aged 56 months. For those of you that track, this is barrel 26, bottle 200. And again, we got it that same day. So what I love about Café au lait is it's so similar to the other one, but it's got these extra layers of yumminess. I know that's really distinct. You can tell it's dark just looking at it.
The thing that's going to be familiar with everything, basically, he's using this same yeast strain, and it comes through
But this is like a deeper, darker version of OCD, but even on the nose, you're getting like coffee and mocha. So it's like dark chocolate, dark espresso kind of notes coming through, but it's still that sweetness. The nose is fabulous.
I think it's probably the most underrated version of the bottles he has, in my opinion. OCD is your king. That's the flagship. But boy, his Café au lait,
It's just amazing. Amazing.
it's a similar nose profile, sort of like a butterscotch type, but not quite as prevalent in this. You can tell it's a little darker.
For me, it skips that and goes straight to this like deep dark chocolate mocha and coffee thing going on. I need to taste it.
Well, yeah, because that's where I'll get it for sure. So cheers to Café au lait.
Olé! And that Olay was not planned. Well, that is very coffee forward today. We've had different batches, but this one is very coffee forward.
They have coffee there, and I would swear John Kemper dumped about 50 pounds of coffee into this thing before they got done. It's coffee. It is chocolate. It is
Bourbon.
It's bourbon. It's just good.
And I'll just say, side note, Wayne started buying coffee. If distilleries sell coffee, he loves coffee. So he will pick up a bag of coffee. But this is the only place that he orders it online and has it shipped to us, because they will ship their coffee. Their coffee is absolutely to die for. It's the best coffee ever, I think.
And John Kemper, he signs every bag is the master roaster. And a great guy. You can't go wrong with anybody there. You could leave your wallet on the table with the employees there and it wouldn't be touched. Matter of fact, they probably stick money into it. They're just that type of people. You know, really, really good people.
You know, we've tasted this a few times, and as I'm tasting it now, I'm thinking, wow, I need to come up with some really interesting cocktails to do with this. The coffee note, I think, would be a really interesting kind of coffee Manhattan kind of a thing. It would be so good. And I'm just really liking it, as well as getting these amazing coffee notes. And I don't drink coffee in the evenings. It's just not my thing. It's not about the caffeine, because caffeine does not affect me in any way, shape, or form. I'm a morning coffee drinker. Wayne to drink it throughout the day. It's fine with him. But I understand people that love coffee after dinner. This is what I would reach for. I'm just saying. I would reach for this after dinner, because this has got a better coffee profile.
I would not disagree with that sentiment. It's that good. It's an outstanding bottle. So that night we purchased a bunch of things, shook hands. That night I felt like I made a friend.
And knew we would be coming back a lot.
Yeah, I wanted to see the property. I wanted to walk the spaces of the Old Crow, because they were the king of bourbon. And I wanted to see that property, and I know I'm repeating myself. It was a few weeks later we had the solar eclipse.
In early April.
And David posted up about wanting to come down into this region. He was looking to go up to Bloomington, and he posted about, I'd like to come visit somebody where I could get a good view of it with Vicky, and we'll bring some treats. We messaged him and said, come to visit us. One, Bloomington's gonna be jacked up with people.
And it only has one way in and out.
Yeah, and we're in an area where we're gonna have actually a better view, spend whatever amount of time. So he contacts, yeah, coming down. And he goes, I got a surprise for you. And he and Vicky drove down. He brought in, and you that like Glens Creek know about this, it was OCD 5 Premium. And he signed the bottle to us, and that was his
signed for the Eclipse.
For the Eclipse. And we spent part of the day out on our dock and just chewed the fat.
Drank a lot of bourbon,
watched the Eclipse. And
then we had dinner, grilled burgers
outside. They took off. They wanted to get back, and I consider him a friend.
And it started that first night, and this just really solidified it. And we just feel like family now, and they're family of ours. And we've been so blessed to find that with several, especially the smaller distilleries, where you can actually meet the people that are making the juice and that are putting their lives on the line, basically, and their life savings on the line to do something like this. And we just have a world of respect for them. And when you can become friends with those folks that are out there trying to keep this industry interesting, in my opinion, I just have to support them. And when you can be friends, it is a huge blessing.
It is. And leads to things where we've been back several times. We drank some 1983 Old Crow by the fermenter number 5, by the beer well that exists on the property still, which is now a koi pond.
When we were there in the fall, we visited them. I think it was Labor Day, actually. We visited them and spent the whole evening with Dave and Vicky again. And that's when we went out to the beer well and had the Old Crow, the really Old Crow. And we bought a whole bunch of stuff that day as well. We pick up because they don't ship anything. So you buy things in advance and it's kept in a vault. And then when you go there, you pick it up and bring it home with you. 4th of July, they had released Patriotic Maricob. And that's sitting over here on the table. And we had never opened it. So December comes around and we've been talking about we need to get in that box of stuff we brought home from Glens Creek. And we were on the last week and trying to film and trying to figure out what our last bottle possibility was going to be for the whiskey of the month. And we thought it was going to be one thing, and then we realized it was made in 2024. And I said, let's grab something at Glens Creek and taste it. And lo and behold, we pulled this bottle out, tasted it, and thought, wow. So we put in the whiskey of the month and it won. So we're like, okay, it's going to be in the whiskey of the year competition no matter what. Went to the whiskey of the quarter and lost to Disco 13. Which is not shocking because Disco 13 is amazing. Anyway, you can go back and watch everything, but it ultimately beat out in the finals Disco 13 and it is our whiskey of the year. So we just want to put it out here on the table because 2 years after we first learned about them and first visited, who would think something they made, and it was one of the first times they'd done this red, white, and blue corn, would end up being our whiskey of the year. It's just amazing. Totally amazing.
It was really good. Just another example of David and whoever he brings in, Tom Jones, he could bring Ringo Starr, Paul McCartney, and they would somehow make something that's just great.
Totally amazing.
So just say this, if you've not been there, not been to Glens Creek, why?
You need to go.
What are you waiting for?
And it's literally a quarter of a mile from Castle and Key. And I know you've been there.
Yeah.
And it's 15 minutes from Four Roses and Woodford and Wild Turkey. And of course it's in Frankfort, so it's not far from Buffalo Trace. I know y'all go to all those places, but you've got to give Glens Creek Distilling an opportunity because you will become a fan like everyone else does.
With that, I'm going to lift the glass of the OCD number 5.
The bottle we're killing off today.
The bottle that is going to die and go on the shelf up top. Cheers, David, Vicky, John, the rest of the gang out there at Glens Creek. Thank you so much for making great juice and being great people. If you like what we do, hit the subscribe button. Always remember to drink responsibly. Today, if you don't have either one of these bottles, go out and get them. Cheers.
Cheers.